Welcome back to my channel. This is Kim Saeed, where we talk about everything narcissistic abuse and recovery. Before we get started on today's topic, I invite you to subscribe and click the little bell so YouTube will notify you when I publish new videos. Today we're going to talk about, will the narcissist ever finally realize what they lost when you left them, or went no contact, or maybe they left you and discarded you. And you are wondering if they are feeling the same emotions of longing, heartbreak, remorse, wishing they had done things differently in the relationship. Almost everyone who's been in a relationship with a narcissistic personality has this question. Will they ever realize what they lost, what I was offering them in that relationship? Will they ever realize that they ruined a good thing? Because of course this is what most of us want to believe, that the narcissist, after spending some time away from us, has had some kind of epiphany moment where they realize they're really just getting rid of not only someone who's deeply compassionate and worthy, but that they're getting rid of someone, or they're losing someone who can give them everything they want. That's a very common question. Well, I gave them everything they wanted. How come it wasn't enough? And this is where I invite you to think about everything you have learned so far about narcissism or narcissistic personalities. There are some YouTubers or public figures, teachers, influencers who may make it seem as if narcissists have some sense of loss, but their sense of loss is nothing like ours. The really disturbing thing is that narcissists are closer to cult leaders, psychopaths, and criminals than they are the general public. Why do I say that? If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I no longer glean information from the DSM. When I do research now, I turn to the dark triad, forensic psychology, and criminology, because those areas are going to give you a much clearer picture of how narcissists really think. The DSM is based on old Freudian concepts. We're led to believe that narcissists are suffering from crippling low self-esteem, and that they hate themselves, and that they're just wounded beyond repair. But after working in this field for over 10 years now, I don't believe that to be true. Narcissists don't realize what they've lost when they lose a good relationship partner, because in their minds there is always more. Now, this won't stop them from obsessively trying to hoover you and sucking you back into the narcissistic vortex. And when they do that, it may seem that they have reflected on all the ways that they were awful to you, and that they sincerely have plans to change. Anyone who's ever given in to a narcissistic hoover can vouch for the fact that narcissists do not appreciate people as individuals. I've worked with people who are highly accomplished, people who have very expensive homes, cars, they own their own businesses, or maybe they have licenses to practice healthcare, medicine, even psychology. People who have established themselves in life. People who are extremely compassionate and caring and forgiving. You've got to understand that narcissists do not appreciate those things, because I've seen people who have it all lose everything owing to narcissistic abuse. The narcissist might try to hoover you in between other supply sources. They are generally in various stages of relationship with different people. They have those that they are love bombing, can be more than one person. They have people that they are in an active relationship with, and then they have the ones that they are discarding and then triangulating with another supply source. As long as you are with a narcissistic personality, you will not be appreciated for who you are. Just ask all the people who have tried. Ask all the people who have tried to prove their worth to a narcissistic personality. Even though they're very good actors, they do not possess empathy. You can't teach a narcissist empathy. There's no way to implant empathy. And this is why they're able to abuse people with no remorse. This is why they leave people when the going gets tough. If you've ever had a challenge in your life or even an important milestone that you looked forward to, just go back to how the narcissist completely ruined that entire moment for you. There is a lot of material out there and teachers telling you that narcissists are suffering from this crippling low self-esteem and self-hate, and that they're just completely empty inside. And some of that may be true, but what we're learning now is that narcissists don't always have this low self-esteem. They're not suffering from self-hate. A lot of the reasons narcissistic personalities act the way they do is because they simply feel entitled to act the way they do. Narcissistic personalities are not only on the dark triad, but they are considered dangerous by FBI profilers. Now, I know that deep in your heart, you are suffering greatly and you're just wishing beyond all hope that the narcissist you care for or have recently left might be different from all the others. That maybe somehow there's a chance that they do regret losing you. And I just want to encourage you not to waste your life on someone like that. Because the narcissist you know might be eating meals with you or sleeping beside you in bed, that doesn't make them any less damaging or dangerous. Now, usually a narcissistic personality is going to be very convincing in making you believe that perhaps they do regret what happened. They regret how they treated you, and they'll come back vowing to do better. And this is going to make you feel like they mean it. But usually by this time, by the time the love bombing is over, you've been devalued for some months now or possibly years. If the narcissist was going to change, they would have changed by now. Now, it might be possible that you did offer them a lovely home. Maybe you made their car payments or paid their bills for them. Maybe you looked the other way when they were unfaithful. None of those things are enough to endear you to a narcissist. There is nothing about one individual that a narcissist will appreciate. They're only going to appreciate the things that they had access to while they were with you. And so they might reflect on that. So maybe they're in the middle of other supply. Maybe they're in the middle of other stages of relationship with other people. And they're realizing that other people aren't supplying them with the things they need. Maybe a home, a car, and other things that go along with being in a relationship. But as soon as the next shiny thing comes along, they are going to dump you like a hot potato. Narcissists do not bond with other people emotionally. Their lack of empathy prevents this from happening. But you might be using empathic projection to project feelings of anguish and longing and heartbreak, vulnerability, things that the narcissist is not capable of. Just in the way that narcissists use narcissistic projection to project all of their bad qualities onto us, we do the same thing. We try to project our good qualities onto them when in reality there are none there. So if you've been following teachers and public figures who glean their information and do their research from the DSM, and you're just struggling, you're not getting anywhere, and you're still very confused, I invite you to explore the dark triad, learn about dark personalities, delve into criminology, because this is going to give you a better picture of really how a narcissist thinks than the DSM ever will. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you next time.